Hey guys, and welcome back to TrainZ. Today we are going to look at what we've made. First we're going to take a sky view over everything and take a sort of bird's eye view of what we've made, and then after that we're going to ride in a few trains. I do like that river, I have to admit, that's probably one of my favourite bits. And the buildings over in the far corner there were the next to the river. That's what I enjoyed making that part. Then we got the big house with its trees, and I put those extra oaks in. And that's just opposite. You can sort of imagine once it was all the village was all part of the big house, and you know, maybe the workers or something used to work, you know, live in the village and work there. Then the train went straight through the village. So this is over the top of the tunnel. Do you remember right at the beginning we didn't even have this hill? It went straight across and there was going to be a station there. But I much prefer this actually. And I have to say the bushes either side have really quite made it now. And I think the white fence also, I do like that actually. It's amazing actually how many trains you can actually run on here. I think maybe about 6, 7 on there now. Got the sheep and the cows and the horses here. I'd like the countryside, and beyond the bridge you got the dirtiness of the factories and everything. I like this little farm as well. Obviously there's more stuff you could put onto it, but once again, if you don't see it from the train, I'm not sure why you'd want to use the GPU resources and putting grass and everything around the back there when you're not really going to see it. So then moving across into the what was the last big build, wasn't it, over here? First of all making the station, and then putting in all the factories, and then finally putting all the gardens and stuff in those houses to the left. I still think those lights in the station look a little bit chunky for station lights, but I do like them. Got the freight train to the right, or the freight station, and I like that this looks unkept. I like the fact that it looks old and it doesn't look as neat as the other side. I think that the cars I will do differently next time. You can actually put tracks down, so I'll play with that next time. Then I can actually park stuff on the roads and have cars go round them. And then going up to this line, this was the last line we really did anything with. Just last episode we put the bushes and stuff in, but I think the bushes really make it. It's looking so bland before. And obviously the intention for this line is it's not as well used as it used to be, which is why it's pretty overgrown in bits. You got the siding further up, which has that one freight train, the carriage, the end carriage. So it's going to start off with the freight train, the milk train. Now, do you remember on the session episode, right, I installed this, I actually spent quite a few hours trying to make it work. Now, I couldn't get it to go more than once round. Now, later on, I worked out why that was. Now, when a train goes into a portal, it disappears. It's then remade, you know, if you wish it to be, it depends on the settings, it comes back out again. That was my setting, so it's went into the portal, 1 minute away, comes back again. Now the train comes back exactly the same as it was, but it's not the same train. And so, when the train went round and did its thing round the turntable here, went round to the other side of the freight, and it was meant to then couple to the end carriage, although it was programmed correctly to couple to the correct carriage, it couldn't do it because it was a different train. And so what I've worked out, instead of actually coupling it to a specific carriage or something, or train, I downloaded another add-on for it, another little mod, which is, I write it down at the bottom there, what the mod's called. So you'll see at the bottom this is going around now, because it eludes me right now. I drove to the marker, and then I told it to couple to the nearest freight, you know, carriages to that marker, and then that's what it does every time now. It works perfectly. Now, one thing I also did, it was requested I put some diesel trains on. And so in a second, you're going to see the first of them. Or maybe not. I'm pretty sure I edited this in around an hour. You see, I actually recorded this bit and the diesel bit separately after it was requested, because I'd recorded this a few days ago. But in a moment, or 2, or 3, or 4, the diesel will appear. I know why. It's when we pick up the carriages. That's it. So we pick up the carriages, then we come to here, then we're going to see it. So you can see what I mean about the area being overgrown. It's all very green and there's grass everywhere. I'm very happy that I lowered the track down so you don't see its ballast. I think for this area it works quite well. You can hear trains in the background. It really does make a difference adding the cameras in. And if you take time to do that and just position them. I have noticed wherever you position them, they do go back a few centimetres, a few inches maybe. So maybe with the best way to actually, if you're doing a tracking camera, don't go directly in the middle, aim to one side, and just push up a little closer than you actually think. So it'll turn and do its thing. You might well have to edit it a few times. But certainly a camera this height is very good because you see all the grass and everything which I've put there. Right, I think we're coming up to be able to see the diesel. And we will swap to the diesel in a second as well. Here we go. Now this was recorded much later on. As I say, I recorded the first bit days ago. I've just edited it in. Now it took me a while to find a diesel which would actually fit into our genre here, because obviously it's the sort of 60s. Now, this diesel supposedly was in service between 55 and 65, so not very long. I'm not sure how true that was. Maybe the Pacific variation of this train was only in service between that. I'm assuming other variations would have been much longer. Now this one does still go down to the turntable, but as there's no actual point turning it around. I didn't set it to do that. I just come straight back again. It has to go down there anyway to get onto the left-hand line. Oh, see the smoke from the train from the main line. Now I could have put another track marker in a little bit closer to the points there, but there wasn't particularly a point to do that. So just use the same one as the other train uses on the turntable. That's why it goes so far. Now, on last episode, I start to let you in on the ideas I have for the next series. So, it sounds a good time to do it. One of the ideas I'm going to have, it's going to be an end-to-end. I think I mentioned that last episode. It's probably going to be a couple of different lines, maybe a main line and some branch lines, a couple of branch lines. Possibly set around the same sort of idea, the same sort of time, and we'll have steam and we'll have some diesels, early diesels in, and rail cars as well. And one of the ideas I have is at the main station, which will be an end station, I would like it to function well, as good as I can make it. So the idea is a train will go in, then a little tank engine will come and take its carriages away to a siding. That train will go out, the big train will go out, go to a turntable. The tank engine will put the carriages back into the platform again, ready to be loaded. And then the main train will go back into the station and then take it out. So that's one of the things I want to achieve on that. Another thing I want to do is that wherever the high-speed train we use, I want it to get up to top speed for a minute, let's say. But I don't want to give it a dedicated line by itself. It still has to share lines with other local trains. So this would be a dedicated line from A to B, whereas the stations in between, which there are other trains on, which other trains would stop on along that line. So they would be on different platforms at stations, but sharing the line, if you see what I mean, in between. So that's going to be quite complicated to achieve. It might even mean I use a timetable and have to set time up on this. I'm not sure yet, but I'm trying to complicate it because I want to, because it's fun to do that and see if I can actually achieve that. Here we go, this is our other diesel. This is a rail car. Now, this is the only one I could find. I was looking for a newer one. This is Great Western though. But I do like it. So I downloaded that earlier today and from download station and then just added it in. Again, this is recorded today and a lot of the other stuff was recorded way back when. So I just re-edited it today. I pretty much recorded this episode and the last episode, the build episode, in one go. I say in one go, 4 days probably. I think I might put some more little videos on my Facebook channel, just of trains going round. I'll stick with one train and let it do a circuit and then do tiny little videos like that. But I'll just put that on my Facebook channel. The link to that is in the description, in the about page on Facebook, on YouTube. But look, you can look straight in front. A bit janky my camera work here, but you get the idea. It gets a really good feeling of what this track looks like. We don't stand for too long though, because I figured you actually want to look at the train. But we'll come back to that train later. So we're back to our original freight train again. Now this is the main line still at the moment, but we're going off onto the side branch line very soon, which leads down to the portal. Now looking at the village now, it's making me think that, and this passenger train go by, that even now each of the trains, different trains, seem to park in different positions. Now you'll notice this as you watch some of it, get some of the trains parked, go into that station. That some park is that, I think one parks perfectly, it might be that one, and another one parks much further down, and they are set to park in the exact same spot. So I think when I build the next one, I'm going to have to be very mindful of that and use track markers basically, and each train probably will have to have its own marker to park at rather than actually parking at a general marker. Now down this siding here, well, this branch line, not really a siding, again I've made it so it's a bit more overgrown. We've changed the texture of the ground there, of the ballast, and this has been a real good learning experience for me to make something larger next time. Now I do like this shot. You can see all the grass sort of going over the top here. Now later on we'll come down here with the diesel as well, but I do a flying shot with that one so you get a different perspective of it. So isn't that a good looking train? So the camera jank up in a sec, there you go. I wanted to keep it onto this shot because you've got the train going from the right to the left and another one coming in the background as well. And we're going to hop onto that blue train in a second. Now this is one of the trains which doesn't park properly. I think the first carriage is completely off the platform. It's funny it goes so slow there because it does have a speed setting which is, I think, still 70 around there. See the power lines which I put in, I think they look good. See, as is the main line, I haven't put so many weeds on the actual track here. I've kept it just as plain ballast. I still got them at the side because they still would be there. My arty shot with them on the bridge. Reminds me of old Thomas the Tank Engine with the kids on the bridge on the opening shot there. I maybe should have got some some models of kids just looking over the top there. One thing I have decided that with the people, because they don't move, it's better to have them standing, looking like they're standing still rather than actually moving. Because when you've got other things like the cars and the trains moving, you've just got them dead still. It looks horrible. Back to our diesel. I will have them always sort of standing there, and if there are some animated people I've got, and I'll probably try and use them a little bit more. Now, a lot of those I found on the Russian site. Used Google Translate to work out what I was downloading. I'm not sure if it just hasn't got the power. Well, it's possibly that I haven't put a speed sign on there. Certainly above you like this does give a different perspective. You get a better view of looking round. However, I have to say, when I set the scenery up, it was for the cameras. There's the siding with the brake van. Well, I couldn't remember what that was earlier, could I? The brake van sitting there, the old one. I think I'll be more careful with the backboards next time. I think you can only use them if there's a fair distance between you and the back of the board. I'm not sure I probably will use them if, like with the line this side and that branch line the other side, go so close to them, because everything looks... It just doesn't look quite right. But when you look from far away like this, with the houses and stuff, they look really good, I think. So I just got to be a bit more careful. But I'll be using bigger boards next time anyway. So there's that blue train. I said that the first carriage is virtually off the platform there. The other thing I don't understand is I've got a speed restriction on there at 10. I think it's 10 miles an hour. But every train goes past that and then speeds up. So. I would have loved to have found a horse and rider which actually moved. Just looking across there. The cows are funny because their heads do move, but they move in unison. So when one head moves down, all their heads move down. Yeah, the other diesel going round. I think that's modelled really well, actually. I really do like that little train. So off down the branch line we go. Now, with the overview like this, you see how much, a lot more how woody it is, how sort of, there is a kind of small forest there. I think down at ground level you don't notice it so much. The backboard doesn't look too bad. What I've done, as you can see, I put lots of trees next to it. But it does look far better, like the one at the back there. Because you're not so near to it, it does give a far better effect. The quality of the backboards are very good throughout, I have to say. And I've used the favourite ones. Now this shot here is why I did those gardens, because before it just looked so bland. This one as well, but now you notice them, then it looks more full. Now I've cut the train, but it did actually stop there. The reason why I cut it stays on that camera. You just see the train just stopped for a while. Very quickly back over this side again. It's not a big board. I'm quite surprised how many trains I've managed to run on it. I think probably I could put more on it if I wanted to. And on the most part they all move as well. I was surprised I was able to put a second freight train on, if I'm honest. I'm pretty sure this one parks reasonably okay at this station. I think the first door is nearly off the platform, but it's virtually on there. But I think I'll probably have to play with that on the next go, the next series. Now, talking of the next series, I think I'm going to have a 2-week break after this, and then I'm going to start filming. That means you guys will probably get something in about 3 weeks' time. I may not put something out every week as well, because I want to enjoy doing this. I don't want the pressure, feel like the pressure I've got to put something out every week. Yeah, it's just off. But if you notice where that blue train was, that was completely off. That first carriage was completely off this platform. As you see, this is going straight down, this one round. The others were doing figure eights. So as I was saying, I think I will probably do it every 2 weeks rather than every week. And that will allow me to actually put a better episode in. Because I want to carry on putting the cuts in and everything. I don't want to do it. I don't want to make them shorter. But some weeks I might put them out every week, but I think it's probably going to be every 2 weeks. And I think something else to sort of take its place on the Wednesday, just as odd. Maybe train related, maybe not. I do like this shot, I have to say. Just slowly moving the camera around. That was me doing that. But I think we're coming quite near to the end now. We'll watch this one go back up to the freight station, the milk station. This has been a great learning experience. I bought the game at Christmas. I'd never played it before. Played a lot of Transport Fever, and I think I've learned a lot. So I've enjoyed doing the series, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. And it's putting a lot of thought. It's given me a lot of thought to what I can do for the next one and how I can make it better. Look at the environment. Well, this is the last shot. I put this in just to remind myself where the end would be. So I do hope you liked the series, and there will be more, I do promise. But if you did like it, please do like and subscribe. And the more likes I get, the more people get to see my work. That's pretty much how YouTube works. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers. Bye bye.